Boys, today we are counting down 10 of the rarest cars in Forza Horizon 5, and some of these are so rare in fact that I might not even have them, so we might just have to pop up an image. But if you manage to have all 10, comment down below. Now, kicking things off with the Ferrari SF90 Stradale or Stradale, I always say it wrong, and it released first April 28, 2022, so well over 2 years ago now. And since then, it has reappeared 2 times in Series 14 and Series 23, so still quite a while ago. And every time it's released, it's extremely sought after, so there are a good amount of them floating around. Let me know down below if you have one. Now at number 9, we have the Rizon Tachyon Speed, which, yes, granted, used to be substantially more rare, seeing as it first released in November of 2021, almost 3 years ago now, but it just released again in Series 35. That is after its Series 10 release, which was close enough to the original one that it was pretty much the same group of people were getting it. So from Series 10 to Series 35, this car saw no releases and was extremely hard to get. Now it's still hard to get, but you have a much better chance than a few months ago. Now, next up, we have a car that was only added one time as an event lab reward in Series 25. If you haven't guessed it yet, it's the Rivian R1S or R1T. And yeah, I don't know what else do I have to say about this car. It's only released one time as a super unique reward. I would be shocked if more than 10 people in the comments had this car. Now, next up, we have a favorite of mine because of the story behind this car, the DMC DeLorean. Initially, this was the first glitch people found in the game. You could get as many DMC DeLoreans from the car show with this certain glitch that allowed you to buy locked cars. So people flooded the auction house with them and you could find any amount you wanted for under 100k. However, since then it has re-released in Series 34, so it does have quite a few in the game, but since that initial glitch, only releasing one other time, lots of the people that initially got the car are no longer playing, so you might be hard-pressed to get this car on the auction house, but I really don't know because I had quite a few in my garage, so let me know in the comments down below. Now, in at number 6, another great car with another incredible story, the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. This car was actually obtainable in the game before it ever released, because hackers found it in the files, added it onto their accounts, and for some reason were allowed to post them onto the auction house. So the auction house was flooded with this car about 3 weeks before it ever released. Needless to say, Forza has learned their lesson and this hasn't happened since. But it did reappear pretty long after that. It was about 2 years after that in Series 24, but we haven't seen it since, so it is incredibly hard to get your hands on. If you have one, definitely don't sell it. Now in at number 5, something a little less exciting, but it's the Porsche 911 GT3 2021 edition. It was added in May of 2022 as a part of Series 8. And it reappeared in Series 29, so it's just one of your average cars that has appeared twice, much like the Rizon Tachyon Speed, and perhaps you did the events that week, got your hands on it, and didn't even realize it's rare. Now at number 4 is a Ferrari that I really don't like. I don't really like the style of it, maybe that's an unpopular opinion. The Ferrari California T. It was added originally, again, in May of 2022, but a part of Series 7, and it appeared not too long after that in Series 15, but that was well over 2 years ago at this point. So yeah, this is gonna be a tough one for you guys to get, and I would be shocked if you found it in any time under 2 hours. Now we get into the cars that I probably don't have, and you likely won't have either. First up is the Subaru Brat, or BRAT, however you want to say it. It was added in March of 2023, so not that long ago, just over a year, but it's the only time it's ever released. It was a series milestone reward, so at 80 points you were able to get your hands on it. It wasn't like a weird event that people didn't know you had to complete to get a car. People knew about this car, it just hasn't come back since. However, when cars have only released one time, that means they're due to release again, so don't spend a whole bunch of time sniping for these cars. They're probably coming back real soon. And keeping with the name of only releasing once, we have the Audi RS e-tron GT. Well, that's a mouthful. Released all the way back in Series 12, September 2022, 2 years ago today when I'm recording this. That's actually kind of crazy. And again, another milestone reward for 80 points. So when it released, people definitely got their hands on it, but that was so long ago now, I would be willing to bet only 10% of the players that were playing back then are still playing. So I would be incredibly shocked if any of you guys down below actually had this car. And finally, the final car on this list, and before you run down to the comments to comment, I have this car. Oh my god, I have this car. I have like 9 of them. I got it from a wheel spin. Make sure it's the correct one. It's the BMW M4 Competition Coupe. And if you want to double check, scroll back in Forza Horizon 5. They have an option to look at the previous series. Go to Series 11. It was back of August of 2022. And that was not a great time for the game. Not very many people were playing back then. It was kind of a stale part of Forza. And this is the only time that car is ever released. So don't get me wrong, it is definitely due to release soon. So don't waste your time going to Auction Snipe for it if you don't have it already. But make sure it's the right one. Before you comment, I have this car. No, you probably don't. But anyways, boys, that is our list for today. Let me know down below how many you had. If you had all 10, I'll make sure to give you a heart. And if I missed any cars on this list, make sure you comment those. As always, we'll see you boys in the next one. I'm out. Oh, peace.